Hopefully this one works. So, welcome to In Case You Missed It. It's our monthly recap of just like all the things that happened that was wild in the news this month that we just want to chat about. This month is August, obviously. It is almost the end of the year, which is wild. We're going to talk about that. So, again, fingers crossed, this is literally like the third time we're trying. Hi, Elijah. Hi, Carrie. Hi, anyone else who's come back. Thank you for sticking with us to try to figure this out. Excuse me. Hopefully Lauren and Dash will be here in un momento. And then we can get going. Okay. All right, this time I'm going to wait for their request to come in instead of sending them one. And maybe, hopefully, that will work. So Lauren sent me a request, and then I'll accept it. And then hopefully all will be right with world. Okay, see? Okay, fingers crossed. Nothing's happening. Ugh. Can you see me, Lauren? Is it like that time where you can see me and I can't see you? Maybe it just wasn't meant to be tonight. I don't know what's going on. It figures like I actually did hair and makeup and Instagram. It's for some reason saying you're both unable to join. All right, let me see.
Hello.
Lauren, hey! Okay, we got one person. Let me see if we can get Dash now.
We made it.
Check phone for updates. I probably do need updates. Probably what it is. Oh, we got Dash.
You see me?
Yes.
You can?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Hello and welcome.
Richardson.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's all working out now. It's all good. Well,
Guys,
since
if you're
we
so
shout
far
out
away, I
sports
feel like
players, I want to shout out Jim Brown. Player for Boston Celtics. He just participated on Ice Cube for his Big Three tournament, showing love. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, Ice Cube been getting a hard time with the NBA as far as like promoting the Big Three league. So I was proud of like not only a black man but a black current athlete to step out on that limb and kind of have another black man's back to promote business and elevate the next level. So shout out to Jaylen Brown.
you have to bet on the sports world.
Okay.
What do you have to do with the sports?
So Ice Cube, he owns a basketball league called the Big Three.
Okay.
It consists of retired NBA players. They make up the coaches, the GMs, the players themselves, and they do 3-on-3s throughout the summer. So Ice Cube will go like city to city. It'd be like 10 to 15 states globally, the big markets, and then he'll have retired players battle it out, and they'll do like games of 3-on-3.
Okay.
Have it filmed, and then it's right now it's aired on CBS. I think the last matchup is this upcoming weekend, but they had an all-star game last week, and Jaylen Brown participated. Now Jaylen Brown, he's an all-star for the Boston Celtics, one of the high-profile players of the league. So it was like a big thing that he actually. First, he took the invitation, and then he actually did it, because the NBA been going out their way to kind of prevent the Big Three from elevating, and even so much as telling networks don't publish the Big Three games on national television or they won't give them NBA games.
Yeah.
So shouts out to CBS, and then shouts out to Jaylen Brown.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very cool.
I saw a clip of that on like TikTok. Like they were standing by each other. Like
Yeah. They did a little interview too. Ice Cube called him his hero at the moment. He was just like,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Elijah mentioned that now that we have time, a power starts tomorrow.
Yes!
I actually don't have time.
My show.
Okay, Dash is excited. I am very behind on it, and I don't know that I have like the commitment in me. Isn't it like very far? It's far, right?
It's only one season in. We about to start season 2.
Power? I thought Power was way.
This is a different book. This is Force. So you got the original Power. You got Power Book 2. That's with the son and his journey throughout college and him becoming a drug dealer. Then you got Power Book 3, which is the story of Kanan. That was 50 Cent character. And then you got Power Book 4, which is the story of Tommy. Now he in Chicago, you know, he getting his gang started up. You know, we love season 1 on a nice little cliffhanger, you know, so it's going to start back up too, hopefully with the excitement. Yeah, last
I hear like
recap.
all I hear is
Can I
ka-ching, ka-ching
add
for 50 cents.
for August? I 50 Cent. His for throwing a mic at someone. He injured someone, and
50 Cent threw a mic too?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
What was it this month about people throwing stuff? Because
Cardi
wasn't
B.
is this the same month Cardi B threw something? Which, listen, if you throw something at them, you shouldn't do that in the first place. But I feel
I
like
think
more
it
and
was
more
the
now
heat.
they're hot. They're just angry and hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Texas, and I think it was 5 weeks or 6 weeks of just triple digits, just every single day. It finally broke. It felt like winter, and it was 95. So, or it felt like fall,
No.
and it was 95. So I think the heat and humidity could be affecting people.
I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. Speaking of things affecting people, let's talk about how this month kicked off with that brawl. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a moment. Just such an
history.
unexpected moment because it took you through the emotions. Because first, you're mad that they're attacking this man. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why are you attacking him? How dare you feel like it's okay to have like that many people versus one person? Like, so messed up. But then the guy swims over, and then the other guys get off of like the boat, and they start like coming over and like, yeah. Like, it was like a cheesy real life movie moment.
It was like, well, I feel like you saw my first response in a message when I was like, is it bad that I like am getting like so much joy from watching this? And then I was like, absolutely not, and kept rewatching it, like literally looking for different angles.
Well, I think especially because of how it started. It would have been one thing if it was just like, oh, a bunch of like people brawling, you know, over whatever. But when it starts with someone so disadvantaged and people literally attacking and them having no care for his health, for his safety, for his concern as they attacked him 8-on-1. So to have it start with that and then to have them get their licks for trying to start that shit, it's like, yes. Because that's what you want, right? Like, you want when people are assholes for karma to come and kick them in the ass.
Right?
Yeah.
And I also, the other thing I really liked about it was in seeing it, because I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, I very much enjoyed watching it. But
I still enjoy watching it.
I also loved like the internet's response so quickly. The videos after, the content after, that still I have some saved, and sometimes I will go watch it. The creativity, I think that was another element to it. Like, the FYP was solid for a minute.
The way it started off when he just threw his head in the air and all the black people knew that was the sign of distress. I'm like, I loved it. Like,
and that was this month. And I felt like that was a very strong, like, 5 to 7 days. I mean, I know it's still riveting, right? But the content that happened,
the cheers,
like all the chair jokes.
Right?
Yes.
My favorite was like, well, I loved how there was like a ton of chair jokes, right? Like about the chair. And then all of a sudden something came out where they're like, and they're looking for the person with the chair. And then everybody was like, what chair? Did you see a chair? I didn't see a chair. Never heard of this chair. And I'm like, oh, I love when we come together.
That's good. Them chairs been selling. Them 4 chairs been selling.
Wait,
like,
what's that?
Home Depot rates have been going up for the chairs since that incident.
Had them in my shopping cart in Amazon to see. I mean, like, 4 chairs, $80.
Yeah, right. Like,
I mean, they've always been kind of pricey. I didn't realize that till I moved and had to decorate. I was looking for like just folding chairs because I don't keep an active dining room. I have like my office and I have like my recording vanity area, but like when I have people over, I take out the table just because it's like a smaller apartment, and I'm just like, why if I never use it, you know? So I have folding chairs and a folding table that I take out, but I was surprised at how pricey it was to get the four folding chairs.
Yeah.
Things skyrocketing now. You see how famous they got online, TikTok started coming out and everything. They was just like, oh, it's time to up the price.
Yep. Yeah, but that was a strong, and I'll be honest, there was a part of me that like held my breath a little bit, waiting for like some type of retaliation for this, because like, I just feel like anytime there's like a lot of collective Black joy, something happens after. Something comes after.
Right.
Like, we can't be too happy before we're like sort of put in our place, if you will. So I was kind of waiting for that, and I've just been actually really glad that it hasn't. At least not that I mean, there's been some stuff, but not.
Day. I mean, they're glitching. They're McConnell glitching on camera right now. Like, I feel like perhaps it's a new day.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I mean, they're into the politics, and I like that, because like the younger generation, like I know here in Philadelphia, we got politicians in their late 20s, early 30s, you know, like trying to compete to become like councilmen and women of the city and everything. And I love it, you know, like, that gave me hope. I'm like, all right, we got the youth up in here. It is time to move out these old school dinosaurs.
Like honestly,
I feel like at 65, you need to get up out of there anyway. Like 65, like you done.
Like,
I have a lot of respect for older people, but it's just like, your Senate is still a job. So if we're thinking like the average person should retire at 60 something, why are we thinking those people should still run the country? Like, if we're all making jokes about trying to teach our grandparents how to be new with technology and follow the new times, why are we looking to those same grandparents to make all the rules for our country? Like, I feel very much like your Senate and your representation should be reflective of your country. So A, whenever it's all white, that's a problem, because our country is not all white, it's diverse. And B, when it's our majority older, that's a problem, because the median age for our country is not 70, right? So our politicians should mostly be in like their 40s and 50s and late 30s. Like, there should be a range. And it's wild to me that there's not, and it's wild to me that there's no cap on how long you can be in those positions, because there absolutely should be.
Same, because honestly, that's been my biggest gripe, because it's just like, as you said, like it should be an age cap. Like at 65, we technically consider someone in the regular working force too old to work.
Right.
So like, if you're too old to work at 65 at Home Depot, I feel like you way too old to be running the country.
Right.
And then I don't want someone too old running the country where they're not going to live to see the side effects of what they cause. Like, I want you to be able to live through what you put us through. So, like, whatever you implement, I want you to have years on this planet to feel that. So, to make you more mindful. My bad, Lauren.
No, I was just going to say, like, listen, when, you know, whoever, Bill or whoever gets the retirement party with the cakes and the plastic cups, because he's been there for 20 years, and bless him, he worked fucking hard. And you know what he gets? He gets a retirement party, and he gets a hobby, okay?
Yeah.
It's not just Mitch. There are people on both sides that just they need to just, it's about that time. That's how I feel.
It's been that time.
It's been.
Because the future has to have progress. And while, yes, you can have some forward-thinking older people like Bernie or
and even
Elizabeth Warren, like, there are some forward-thinking older people, but they are much smaller.
Yeah.
And we need some more people that are going to, because look at us in like other countries that are doing so well. That's the thing that bugs me the most about America. Like, if I felt like we didn't have the resources, it would be different.
Right.
If I felt like we didn't have the money, it would be different. But it's not any of that. It's literally the way we choose to run the country. And it's so frustrating to me when I see other countries who have as much, if not less resources, doing better because of who they put in place and because of how they run things. And it's like, it's wild to me that people will be like, oh, okay, this country, like, let's just talk about guns, right? Not saying we need to take them all away, but let's just talk about gun control in general, just making it a little bit harder. Like, just a little bit harder to get them.
Yes. I said we take them all away. I mean, honestly, all we really need is the police to have the guns. And really, if we take guns from regular citizens, we don't even need the police to carry them. They can just have like what's the electrical shock cord?
The tasers, yeah.
Taser.
Yeah, but like
Had
that's
that
my
instead.
point. Like it was.
Right.
My point is, like, it would be one thing if we were like, I wonder what that would be like. I wonder if it would make any difference. But we have proven from other countries how it works. We can see in other countries how it helps. We can even see in our country how times when the laws are harsher or more strict versus time when they're more lenient. It has a direct impact on the number of deaths in this country. So, like, it drives me crazy when, like, people just want to ignore that because they want to be able to go shoot a gun in the field. Like, do you not care about people's lives more than you care about your recreational fun? It just blows my mind.
They don't. Like in Philadelphia, we see a shooting every day.
It's a wall. It's a wall. You know where I live, right? It's a wall.
Yeah.
And you're in the gun capital.
That's what I'm saying.
Texas, yeah.
Literally, like
you can't tell a Texan not to carry a gun.
You cannot.
Like my uncle live in Texas. He walk around with 2 on him every day.
Literally.
I mean, I've always grown up around guns. I'm not anti-guns, so I've always grown up around guns and.
Because I feel like we even have it on the list. Like there was already a shooting. Like it's too, y'all. Like it's just we're like regular people. Like we're just trying to like live. And at this stage, shouldn't everyone just be like, God, too much?
Yeah. I mean,
it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I don't have a problem with guns.
Like,
I don't have a problem with guns, but I also don't have a problem with no guns.
Yeah, like that's where I'm at. Like it's too much. It's in the schools. It's in the churches. It's in the markets. Like the movie theaters. You can't go nowhere. Like how are you supposed to live?
And the most recent one was at UNC.
North Carolina University.
Yeah.
But they caught that shooter, luckily. But like the news was showing how students were jumping out the classroom buildings to try to avoid the gunman. I'm just like, that's wild. Like I couldn't imagine being a parent having my kid away at school and
don't live like this.
Right?
Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what bothers me. We don't have to live like this, and we choose to. And it's wild.
I mean, we really
anyways, moving on to other topics of things that this one we don't have a choice in. People had to live in this one, which was the hurricane. That came. Is the hurricane technically done?
I feel like it was hitting like the Carolinas when I was
because it hit Florida already, right? It hit Florida.
I feel like it hit a little bit of Georgia and Florida, and that. I don't know if it's a full, and I don't want to like misspeak. I don't know if it's a full like hurricane hitting the Carolinas now, but I know that they were definitely getting some tropical storms.
Yeah.
And LA had a hurricane.
Yeah.
Like
LA had a hurricane and an earthquake, right?
Literally.
A double. I always find it interesting whenever these things happen. Here comes all the apocalypse talk, like the world is ending, this is the second coming. Like people really lose their mind when natural disasters happen.
Because we having too much natural disasters going on between the wildfires, these hurricanes, the smokes. I'm like, something coming. Like it might not be the end of the world, but it's going to be the end of something. Like
I say it every episode. What did I say? I said, what? Mother Earth, what's what? Here before us. Okay, I feel like she's giving herself just like a reset, and she's like,
that's what I feel like.
If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm still gonna be here.
I don't think it's so much like the world is like ending like a big moment, but I do think everything runs in cycles. Everything, even like countries and their leadership and like the earth and the planet, it all runs in cycle. Everything is cyclic. It's just that like when we think of it, we think, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But some of them are like every hundreds of thousands of years or every tens of thousands of years. And, there's certain things like I watched this series once on like possible ways the world could end. My vote is for the supervolcano because it's like 7 years past when Yosemite was supposed to explode. And once that thing goes, we're all screwed. But that's just, it's nature. It's just nature doing its thing. It's not, and people love like attaching like moral stuff to it. It's like, because we're so bad. There are lesbians and trans now and people getting divorces and people having premarital sex and that's why it's all ending. And it's like, no, it's just Mother Nature doing its thing. Like, it's just the world be world worlding and life be lifing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you know, like my condolences to anybody affected by it. You know, thoughts and prayers with y'all.
Yeah. Same for Maui, actually. I wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, they just had that too. Do you guys though? Do you guys assign moralistics to these events, or do you really just think it's just life?
At this stage in my life, I feel like when I was younger, I feel like maybe I connected it to something, but no, I absolutely don't connect it to morality. I connect it to, like, well, sometimes relative, like people, I don't know what's out there. Like, shit happens, like things, like the planet is the planet, and there are things that are unknown. And honestly, I'm just here for the ride, and I don't know what's on the other side, so fuck it. I'm just doing this until the next one, you know?
Same.
Yeah, I'm
Dash, what about you?
Yeah, I'm
but
with
if
y'all.
something happens like Deep Impact style or like an apocalypse, let's be fucking for real. I'm not gonna be one of those people like on The Walking Dead, like I'm surviving this shit. No, I'm finding out what's happening. I'm gonna call the plug that I haven't talked to in years. I'm gonna party hard for like 72 hours. Now I'm gonna go to fucking bed because I'm not doing that. I'm ready for stage 2. Stop fucking playing. Let's get it.
Thank you. There is not a single part of me that wants to live through any apocalyptic, dysphorean world. Like, whenever I see those things and it's like, oh, the worlds are coming and people are fighting, I'm like, for what? No, thank you. Take me out. But I like this idea, Lauren. I've always been like, take me out. But now I like this party and then take me out. So,
right?
yeah.
Like, I'm going to party hard and I'm going to go to bed.
Like, I'm not trying to survive for my life or what?
I'm on survival mode.
I can barely handle the struggle now. Like, we were just complaining about the heat now without air conditioning 24/7. What about without it at all, ever? I had to use a porta potty the other day. I thought I was going to die. Like, you want me to live in that type of world forever? No, thank you.
No.
Take me out.
Bye.
No,
I can't.
You don't know what's going to happen with this new world. So, yeah, I'm fighting for survival, you know. I might rule this thing.
You know what? I feel like I did my time, okay? Like, I survived a war. I lived in a refugee camp. I'm blessed that I was so young I don't remember, but I did my time. I'm not doing round 2. That's why I get upset when people, like, joke about, like, civil war starting in this country. I'm like, you don't know what it's like to live in a war. You do not want a war. Just because you're bored, because our generation hasn't had a war on U.S. soil, does not mean you should be encouraging war to come to America. You don't want that here at all.
Speaking of which, right, because it's on our topic list, let's just talk about the maniac who dropped 31 videos yesterday on Truth Social, former President Donald Trump.
Well, he dropped 31 videos?
Who dropped 31 videos?
Donald Trump.
Oh,
have y'all not seen them?
No, I stay away from everything regarding him. It triggers me. I like my peace. Yes. Unless I have to know, I don't want to know.
So my boss was like, you've seen these. And I was like, no. And unhinged.
Tell us, Lauren. Tell us.
You know what? Well, think about it. He says, like, where's like indictment. And he calls people like crooked. And he's talking about all the things that he should not be talking about in regards to this case. Lock this man up. But just in case, I feel like, hey, listen, if you've got a 401k, you got a little bit of savings, just like prepare to, you know, travel for a little bit.
Well, Donald's not getting locked up. Like he going
like,
to stay
that's
open in the streets. You know, like he just going through a little embarrassment. Like even the mug shot looked like it was staged because I was just like, I've never seen so much lighting for a mug shot. Like that was the first thing that popped out to me.
Isn't he supposed to be holding something? Don't they?
6'2", 215.
Right. I was just like, his hair wasn't frizzled or nothing. Yeah. Then they said he was out within a half an hour. So I'm just like, I don't know what jail he went to.
It's all for show. That's why I'm not really paying attention to it. Like, I'm glad it's making people feel good, but until he's actually in jail being locked up, I'm just not holding my breath.
Well, no, I'm not. It's not making me feel good. It's making me feel like this is very intense, and I just feel like,
Well, he's going to be on CNN all day when he's in court, so y'all going to have a chance to see
I
the
know it's
live.
gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna. Hey, listen, have you guys watched the Heard in Depth documentary that dropped this month
No.
on Netflix?
No.
I
Which
No.
one?
do feel as if you should watch it. The Amber
The
Heard
Heard?
Johnny Depp
Oh,
documentary.
yeah, no.
Three.
I was so
Yeah, no, I
happy
won't be
for
watching
one.
that.
I think I really encourage you. I really encourage you to watch it.
I was so happy Johnny won that thing. That was a win for. That was a win for men. You know.
Again, I encourage you to watch it. I think that was a shock to hear from you. Wow.
I can't. I won't even respond to it. I feel like we talked about it enough triggering during the trial that we don't need to open those cans of worms back up again.
It's not a worm. I am just encouraging you. If you want something, thank you. If you want to,
they both are.
Watch. It is on Netflix. It is called Heard versus Death.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
That are revealed that were not allowed, that the judge did not allow as evidence, that is shown in this. This is why they settled for $1 million, and she lives in Spain. It was very toxic. I think they are both crazy. Two things can be true at the same time, and they assaulted one another, and it is proven, and you will see it verbatim from his mouth, from him. So that's why
I agree.
I
the people who
I'm actually glad that I watched it, because I was so enthralled watching the trial, and also the TikToks, right, of it all.
Yeah, you
but
were. You're very into it. I wasn't, but I will say that I feel like people who are very strongly like one or the other, I'm like, they were both very toxic. Like, he's still, like, even if she was wild and crazy, which she was, he still hurt her. Like, there was still stuff on his side too. Like, there's stuff on
that
there's stuff on both. Like, they're both horrible at that point.
I mean, they probably are.
Like, and there's a reason why she won the case in one country and then he won it in another country. There's a reason why. So, my question for you, Lauren, is how skewed or biased do you think the documentary is versus just giving us the facts of what happened? Like, is it heavily, like, when you're watching, you're like, oh, they want me to think this? Or does it feel like, oh, they're just giving me the facts of what happened on both sides?
It's kind of, so it feels like facts, but I feel like if you feel it's skewed, it's only a mirror reflecting back on you. Because
I know what
you're watching it, you're also watching, because I watched that trial. I remember my boss getting on me because I had it in the corner of one of my screens at work, literally, like lawn crime all day. But people's reactions and people's literally trial by the public, and it was that one is good.
Oh yeah, that's good. I've seen that one.
Let's check that out. For those of you who might be watching this later, someone mentioned A Curious Case of Natalie Grace on HBO Max. So we'll have to check that out.
Is that the little girl?
You gotta tune in for it. I don't even want to mess that up for you, but just know you're gonna get your popcorn, get your wine, get your rice ready, because
it's wild.
I feel like
I'll check it out then. I'm ready to go on a ride.
I would recommend. I'm gonna say
and I'll
watch that.
Check out the Amber Johnny one. I just, like I said, I stayed away from it, but
you know what I'm also excited for, because, and I was telling my friend, because I think we're gonna talk about it on my podcast, but we were talking about, like, she was like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if Megan Thee Stallion is going to, like, recover from this. And I was like, yes, she absolutely will.
If who?
Like, she's going to after this Megan Thee Stallion. She was like, I don't know. Like, people, and I was like, you just wait for that documentary, baby girl.
I know.
Okay, I don't know.
Tori Anderson, man.
You're a liar.
Couple of the child of Dorothy.
We're going to have to just take it out of here. We're going to have to. Yes.
So basically, that documentary is like about that true story, the movie The Orphan, which, by the way, the movie The Orphan was wild.
Wild. But it's so much darker than that.
Than the movie?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
okay. I'll
No,
check it out because I didn't.
the
Yeah, that's what I'm
real
saying. The
story.
real one is so much darker. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
did like the movie, so I'll check it out. But what were we saying before?
Um,
Yeah, the Megan Thee Stallion thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting when that doc comes
I'm
out.
ready.
It's just, I just, I so I get that real life is kind of boring, so we talk about these things because it's something interesting to talk about. So I don't judge people on whatever they have to talk about
Mm-hmm.
because what else are we going to
Mm-hmm.
talk about? Each other, life,
Mm-hmm.
blah, like the boringness. But at the same time, I feel like some people get like so invested in it,
Yeah.
and you just want to be like, listen, calm down. You know you don't know all the facts, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know you weren't there. You're just hearing hearsay. No matter how good you think the hearsay is, you're always getting viewpoints of it. Even those of us who are like, Team Megan, I'm sure there's still stuff we don't know. Like,
I
so
want
just like
things
calm down a
revealed,
little bit, you know?
right? I want things revealed. I want,
Me too.
because for the people that, I mean,
We
okay,
need
everyone
Kylie
has a
Jenner
right
on
to their
stand.
opinion, right? Everyone does, but I do believe that they reached the right verdict and he's in the right place.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I agree.
No, I
Absolutely.
disagree.
Absolutely.
But
I
I'm
disagree.
ready for these to maybe just have a broader perspective,
Right.
a objective lens.
Yeah.
I want that. I want, because right now I feel like without it, and I feel like a documentary would be just a really good medium for it, because right now there are so many doubts, and it wasn't even her that took him to trial. Like, let's be clear.
It
Yeah,
wasn't even the
and
shooting that he
it
got
was
locked
it
up
was the
for. It was the possession of
prosecution.
the gun.
Right.
I mean, at the
So,
end of the day, I feel like forensics is forensic, facts are facts, and like there might be other like mitigating circumstances, who was there, what observation, blah blah blah, all the other things that might influence the sentencing. But at the end of the day, is he guilty for shooting her? Yes, because that's just point
what
blank. Like
happened?
But
there
that's debatable.
have been
That's debatable
ballistics,
too.
there's DNA, there's like actual like,
We don't
hey,
have
here it is.
DNA saying that he shot her. We don't have that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not have this conversation again because we already had it when it happened.
Right. We're not
Something I
doing
did want to
Yeah.
talk about, though, another split I wanted to talk about was Brittany and her hubby are splitting. That's sad for Brittany.
No, it's not. That's good for Brittany. She need to be free and single.
Is he bad? I'll be honest. I don't really pay much attention. I mean, like, I love Brittany and I love her bops, but other than that, I don't really pay much attention to her life. So I don't know a lot about him and like.
Brittany need to be on her own. She need a self-love
Didn't
journey
he
with
like have
herself.
her back during all the Free Britney stuff? Wasn't he like her
He getting a
support?
check. Of course he got her back. If I'm getting a check, I got your back too. Like, until we get this money.
Very much
he giving sassy.
Like very, and I don't want to say that because maybe even though they did break up, I don't know what the dynamics were, but I mean, for a time, like I think they really did, care for each other, and they really did. He was her support system, right?
Yeah.
But I think that changed once. I think that his role in her life changed, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know, but I'm happy for her, especially if he's like a mooch, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe I don't know. I don't know.
No,
well,
definitely.
The rapper Flowers has been shooting his shot at Brittany on social media.
Said she needs a black man. I don't know that she does, actually, Brittany. I don't.
No, black man turn her out. Black man turn her out.
I mean, looks. I guess I can't really picture any like I can't think of any like black celebs. I'm like, no, they'd be good with Brittany.
Flowers,
I think Brittany needs some time with Brittany. It's until
Brittany needs some time with Brittany.
Choreographed dances in that living room or that foyer. I think that there needs to be some separation. I think that there should be some me time. Yeah. Because each time I see one of those, I think, what is going on? You know?
Yeah. So there's not too much more to talk about. I mean, there's things that happen, but I think this has been a good chat. But I did want to mention something that happened today. Dash, you're probably not going to know about this, so let us fill you in. In the Bravo world, we have another possible scandal going down. What has happened is on Summer House, Carl and Lindsay. Okay, let me give you the backstory, Dash. Okay, you need the backstory, which is that Summer House has been on for like 7 years, and they have been friends throughout all of this. I think season like 4 or 5, they fooled around a little bit and then kind of tried to make stuff work, but they're like, nah, this isn't working. Fast forward to last season, they decided that they're in love and that they are the one. And so we're all like, oh, you know, that typical like best friends to lovers story that we don't really think is real, but secretly think is real because we're secretly hopeless romantics, or at least me. So they did that. And we were all like, oh my gosh, they're in love, they're happy, yay for them. Even though some of us didn't quite think it would work, but we hoped it would work. It turns out it may not have worked. But, and this is the thing that's wild, right? So they've been recording this whole season, so it's on camera, but allegedly when he broke up with her, and I'm going to have Lauren take over the conversation from this point, but allegedly when he broke up with her, he called the crew to film it to make sure the breakup was on camera too.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
I mean, that's reality TV. I expect that.
Is that true, Lauren? And isn't that fucked up?
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's the information that we've been given, that he did end the engagement and they broke up, and that he did have the cameras rolling for that. And I'm like, okay, you could have done it off camera, okay, and then had the response, or
on camera,
like do one of those things where, you know, there's the chair and then they walk in and sit down, you know, dark screen,
yes.
Right, comes up. But
Dash, what's your question? And then I have a question for you.
Well, wouldn't that ruin the thrill for y'all as viewers if he did it off camera?
Dash,
like, you still gotta get the ratings.
Humans. We're still humans, Dash. We still care about these people on some of them, and some of those like as a viewer, I'm gonna say, as a viewer, like, yes, a rush. But as a human being, I feel so bad for her, like, to have this person you love. And also, I think, like, it wouldn't have taken so much away from us if they had the breakup privately and then a discussion about it on camera. Like, give her, like, to deal with the emotions of your wedding being called off a month before while there's a camera in your face. Like, this person that loves you. It is good TV, but, like, I would expect... It's hard, right? Because there's two people on reality TV. It's hard because there are two people on reality TV, so you know that they kind of signed up for it. So I also have to realize that their mentality isn't quite like our mentality, because the normal human mentality is like, it sucks if the person who loves you puts you on blast like that on camera when they could have it as a private moment and then talk about it later on camera. But you're right, it's they're doing their job. But it just stinks. And that's my question for you, Dash, is like, how would you feel about that? Like, let's say you're filming a reality TV show. Like, do you feel you have to put everything on that reality TV show? Or are you allowed to have, like, moments that are your moments that maybe you talk about on the show or deal with on the show, but are still your private moments? Do you feel like you're still entitled to them?
No, you keep all that out when you sign up for reality TV. Like, it's always goofy to me when I hear reality TV stars complain about their privacy, because it's like, you signed up for this. Like, you invited cameras into your personal setting. Like, me personally, I'm not letting the camera crew just wander around recording my day-to-day life. I don't want eyeballs on me like that. I don't even want the people I live with to have eyeballs on me like that. So I don't want millions of viewers at home critiquing my movements, critiquing what I wear, critiquing what I eat, critiquing what I do, you know, on a day-to-day basis. And then obviously they're going to be in your business because you're inviting them into your business. So, like, I feel sympathy for the girl that she got broken up with, you know, on camera. But I mean, honestly, you signed up for that. So, like, okay, it's good TV.
I have another question then. So there's that form, right, of TV. And then there's like a
I love it.
You know what they are, though? Because, like, I'm really into, like, Korean shows right now.
Netflix?
No, they're just a lot of Netflix shows on, or Korean shows on Netflix. Like, I'm really into them, but I find it interesting because, like, all they really are drawn out Hallmark movies and drawn out like Tubi movies, but at a higher production rate.
Yes.
That's really all they are. Like, I can tell you the storyline of any of them. They're all the same cheesy romance novel.
Yeah.
Like, but they're good and they're entertaining to watch, and there's something comforting about watching them.
Hey,
like,
I watched,
again, when the
like,
world
the
is going to
suspense
shit.
ones.
Yeah,
I
like when the
watched,
world
like,
is going to shit.
Celebrity.
Yeah, the suspense ones are good. I just got done with Little Women. It was, so good. I can't stop thinking about it. And right now I'm in the middle of moving, and it's about like these people with like the superpowers. It's so good. Anyways, but like, it's funny because we'll laugh about stuff like Tubi and things like those, and it's like, honestly, it's just because the production rate is so low. It's not because the stories, like these other countries or these other places with these great stories, the stories aren't like that much more spectacular. They just have better. I mean,
some of the scripts
some of them are.
on
Some of them
Tubi
are.
specifically. Take it.
Yeah,
take
some
it
of them
there.
are. But especially like the romance ones and like the cheesy ones, it's like
Yes.
if they just had a better production rate to make it glossier, it'd be on the same level. Shonda Rhimes should just hire me to write romances for her for Netflix, and then we'd be all set.
I watch cooking shows too, and I'm excited that Chef Ramsay is back on TV, and
Hood books.
I think they're gonna do like a Kitchen Nightmares, but I also feel like I don't know how they can do Kitchen Nightmares, because honestly, how are those restaurants running and open to the public?
Right.
No, this restaurant's still popping.
Yeah.
No, because when they do the camera and you're like, he's like, what is this? It's old. Throw it out. And it's moldy and shit, unclean. No, that's a health code violation. I know how they're running.
Yeah.
That's good entertainment too. Like, and that's good business for the restaurant.
It is good.
And certain spots, you want them a little dirty. Like my Chinese, like if the Chinese not a little dirty, I don't trust it.
I like a little.
If the place too clean, the food probably trash with them. Like,
that's the wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. But I hear what you're saying, but it's wild to hear it. It's wild. And that's like when people say like money doesn't solve your problems, and Ariana Grande said whoever said that doesn't have enough money to solve them. Like, you have to make yourself feel good about eating the places that are a little bit bad, because you can't afford the spectacular places that also taste good. No, I'm talking about like the high end, because there's like the level of like, this is pretty good, like, you know, it's good and it costs more and it's whatever. And when you compare that to like real authentic, like backdoor whatever, like, yeah, the real authentic stuff, like you're saying, is going to taste better. It's more like down to earth. It's more like from the people.
Right.
But there's also like a level when you go past the middle of goodness to like super Michelin level, like the best of the best. Like, they're not putting out crappy food. Like, they're putting out authentic tasting food from places. You know what I mean?
They probably just didn't make it that well.
But I'm just not there yet. So I'm fine with the backdoor mom and pop, you know, person who has the stuff. Well, this has been fun as always, you guys. I look forward to our monthly get-togethers, and thank you for those watching. Any last words or anything you want to share before we bounce?
We had 2 full moons, you guys, so make it count, right? Set those intentions. You might be feeling behind. It's okay. It's a retrograde. Keep going.
I mean,
and
everything's in retrograde, I guess. I don't even know what that means anymore, except that I can have an attitude and say it's in retrograde. So
the 4th, which is Beyonce's birthday as well. So,
and we're doing a Ron's Beyonce episode. So when are we recording that episode?
So I think we need to link up after this, because I have to have it done before Sunday, because it's dropping on Beyonce's birthday.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that offline. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Night,
Dash is great as always. Dash, you also have a series on YouTube. You want to tell people about it?
Oh, the podcast, yes. The What You Podcast, we develop on all DSP spot. And you can catch it on YouTube, as nobody said. Just look for the What You Podcast or my Facebook and pop up. Appreciate the music, likes, and tune in. And if you like it, that's for
absolutely.
For sure.
There's Badge Claim.
Yes. That's my podcast, also available on all platforms. Still working on getting my visuals going. I have to ask you for some advice, but I usually do new episodes drop on Monday, but in September, I'm double downing because I have a lot of shit to talk about, so I'm dropping multiple.
Perfect.
I know. I like
All
the
right. Well,
first
everyone,
interview.
have a great night.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Guys.